Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I hope everybody remembered it is starting at 9 o'clock. If not, that's cool too. Yeah, it'll be on the website at least for the day. So thank you for joining me here at Through the Warehouse. We do have a donate button, and the warehouse is a nonprofit, so if you're so inclined, we appreciate all donations. I'm very glad that you're here this morning to share this hour, just maybe probably plus 5 minutes of self-care. And we're gonna start standing today. So stand up on your mat. You can face the front of the mat. I'm going to turn towards you just while we start. So find yourself in mountain position, Tadasana. Let's just take some inventory here. By the way, my name is Trisha. I always forget to say that for anybody who might be new to the group. My name is Trisha Schwaba, and I'm always honored to guide you through class. Just so you know, I am your guide for the class, but your body is a better guide. So make sure that you listen to your intuition and your body first. If something doesn't feel right, just back out of the pose gently, come back to center, breathe into center, and when you're ready, you can rejoin the series. All right, so now, starting in Tadasana, feeling your feet on the mat, down into the earth below, remembering that ideally heels and toes are together, but if that doesn't work for your skeleton, you can open the stance up to hip width apart, and keep in mind hip width is where the front of the hip bones are, not the sides of the body. All right, so try and feel the ball mound to heel balance within each foot. Bring your toes up so you can feel the ball mounds, and then let the toes come down. Maybe you can even feel each toe hitting the earth. So just take a couple of breaths here, feeling all the contact that your feet have with the earth. So ball mount to heel, and then right to left foot. See if that feels balanced. If it doesn't, no judgment, just feel it. See if you can shift it back to a balanced position. And you may have to keep doing that because we develop these postural patterns. Mine happen to be standing on the outside edges of my feet. So it's taken me years to correct that. So just know that as you observe and you make the shift, your body will probably veer back to its pattern, but just bring it back when you have the awareness. So feeling that root connection, the connection into the earth, that's your root chakra. Breathe into it, full inhales, complete exhales. See where you're at today. We bring a different body to the mat every time we step onto the mat. We bring different emotions, different filters. So just see where you're at today. Rolling the shoulders back, palms come forward. Lifting through the crown, so you've got that root to crown connection that's up and down. Nice straight line of energy between the two. So we're rolling the shoulders back, palms come forward, but then let the shoulders stay and let the hands relax. Big breaths in, full and complete exhale, setting the tone of breath for the series to come. Stillness and silence to start. And on the exhale, allow the head to drop forward, chin towards the chest, stretching through the back of the neck, maybe down into the shoulder blades. Inhale the head back to center, taking a look to one side. Rotation of the cervical spine. Through center to the other side. And now just some easy back and forth, right to left, slowly. Bringing it back to center, inhaling the arms up. So remember, keeping the shoulders down as the arms lift. Prayer hands coming down to the heart. Big inhale. And on the exhale, bowing down. If there's an intention you'd like to set for the class today for yourself, this is a great time to do it. Lifting the head back up. Remember, heart center is the energetic center of the body. So when the hands come together, we're joining the right and left energies. We're bringing it to the energetic center of the body. So really, that's a powerful place. So think about that. Feel the thumbs maybe tucking onto the sternum here. Taking a big breath in. Exhaling fully and completely. This time taking the arms out, palms up, opening up through the heart center, chin up just slightly, arms back, opening up through the chest, through the front of the heart center, bringing prayer hands back, exhale completely, bowing the head down. Inhale again, offering up your love to the universe, right through the heart center. Inhale, exhale it back down. I'm going to turn to the side for the next move. We're going to take the prayer hands up on an inhale, looking up if that works for your neck. Baby back bend at the top. Prayer hands come down to the center. Open the stance just slightly. Chest forward, hips back, looking forward. Extension of the spine. And then down into an easy bent knee forward fold. Bend the knees deeply, please. Shake the head, yes. Very early in the series, so you want to keep a deep bend in the knees to protect the low back. Inhaling back up. Prayer hands up high, baby back bend. We're going to do this a few times. Exhale it back down. Remember, hips reach back, chest reaches forward, looking ahead, then letting the head drop, hands down. You're welcome to use blocks here if you need to. Always welcome in my class. Inhale back up. So a few more rounds of this at your own pace. So reaching up to the heavens, easy forward fold. Rising on the inhale, sinking into the earth on the exhale. Keep it going. One more after the one you're on. And we'll meet in the squat. So hands come down. Shake the head, yes. Chest towards the thighs, hugging behind the legs, making yourself as compact as possible. Let that head relax down, stretching your neck. The weight of the head stretches the neck out of the shoulders. Release the hug, hands come down, easy stretching through the hips. Don't have to straighten the legs. I'd prefer you didn't at this point. And again, keeping that contact with the earth, your feet on the mat, how do they feel? Are they still in even contact balance? Half lift monkey pose, extended back, exhale back down. Half lift, inhale, exhale back down. Half lift, holding the position. Flat back from tailbone to crown. Arms come out. Bending the knees deeply, interlacing the fingers, arms up high. If that doesn't work, you can keep your hands down on the back of the hips. bent knees. Straight legs are pretty, but they're going to strain the low back unless you're certain you've got the flexibility. Inhale, release the arms, coming into chair position. So remember, we don't want the knees forward here. Try and keep the knees close to right over the ankles. And arms come down as legs straighten. Pedal out the knees one at a time. Inhaling up. Exhaling the arms down as you pedal it out. Now we're getting going. Turning back towards you. Right arm comes up. Taking a half moon to the left. If you're opposite sides, that's okay. It's hard with the video because we mirror and then I get confused. So taking a half moon modification, stretching one side of the body from the outside edge of the foot all the way to the fingertips. Coming through center, arm drops, other arm rises, taking the half moon. Let's do that one more time. Coming through center, inhale that arm up. Remember, exhaling into the twists and into the bends. One more time. Coming up. And exhale it over. Coming back. This time, both arms come up, bending the elbows, palms toward the shoulder blades. So remember, try not to let the arms splay out here. Keep the elbows lifted, taking an inhale, and on the exhale, bending the knees, taking this position down, and inhaling it back up. Prayer hands come up high. Down to the heart center. Hold on to that. Just have to shift something here so I can see what time it is. All right, so now we're going to inhale back into that forward fold, taking the left leg back, dropping the knee down, low lunge. Right leg is forward. So feel the opening of that left hip flexor. So the hip flexes the iliopsoas flexes that hip. And the crease, that's where that front leg is, that crease is right where the hip flexor is. So on that back leg, it's being opened. The front leg, it's being shortened. Inhaling the arms up. Taking a couple of breaths here. Full and complete exhales. Taking prayer hands to the heart. Inhaling, and you're gonna rotate towards your front leg, so to the right if you're with me on the right. Taking a twist or hooking the elbow. Coming back to center. Hands float down on either side of the foot, shifting the hips back. Taking the toes up, you can keep the front knee bent if you need to. Shifting forward, keeping the chest low, head relaxes inside the leg. Breathe here. Keeping the chest low, shift the hips back again, lifting toes. Maybe the head comes all the way down to the knee. Find a stretch that works for you today. Now you're going to shift left hip back, right hip forward, or if you're opposite, back hip or bent, front leg hip goes forward, back leg, hip goes back. So your little rotation here to intensify the stretch. Hips come back to neutral, back into low lunge. Feel the front foot on the mat. Hands come down inside the foot. Heel toe the right foot out. Support that lizard pose. We're not going to, you can go all the way down if you want. I'm going to hold it up here because it's early in the class and that's a bit of an intense stretch. But if you just hold the body upward, supporting yourself with your hands and arms, it's still a pretty darn good stretch. But do what you will. Your body, your pose, your practice, your life. Breathing into it. And then heel toe that foot back to center, hands on either side, tucking the toes under, lifting the back leg, staying in the high lunge, supporting it with your arms, left hand plants, right arm reaches. Hang on to it. Keep it going. Points of contact, left hand, right foot back, palm onto the left foot. While your arm is up, spread the fingers, opening up the energy of the hand, letting that energy release. Fingers back together. Hand comes down. Narrow the stance front to back slightly. Just take a good stretch in that right front leg. Bring the bend back into the right knee. Step the feet together. Head relaxes down. Easy forward fold. Half lift, flat back. Back down. Reversing all the way up. Taking it into chair position again. Arms come down as legs straighten, inhaling up, taking an easy forward fold. This time, right leg reaches back, dropping the right knee into low lunge. Holding on to it. Taking prayer hands down to center, heart center, inhale. And on the exhale, twisting to the left or towards the front leg. Feel free to take that elbow and intensify your stretch if you choose. Breathing into it. Back to center. Full expression, low lunge. Hands float down on either side of the foot. Hips shift back, toes lift, of the front toes lift, flexing the foot. Maybe that knee straightens, head to knee. Taking it forward, keeping the chest low, head relaxed. Hands supporting you. Hip shift back again. This time, if you want to take that twist, right hip reaches back, left hip rotates forward. So a little rotation of the hips, feeling a stretch in the right low back, among other places. Coming forward with the hips back into a low lunge, full expression for you today. Hands float down inside the foot. Heel toe, left foot out. Supporting yourself with your arms and hands. Breathing in to lizard pose. Play with the positions, get to know your body better. We practice, practice, practice. These poses are great information for us, especially with summer here and or approaching warm weather, and we're doing all kinds of different activities. Heel toe that foot back to center. Inhaling up into low lunge. Hands float down, back toes tuck, lifting the back knee. Right hand plants. Left arm reaches, twisting towards the front leg. Holding onto it. Seeing if you can find that sweet spot of you're working your body and you're strengthening your muscles and you're stretching, but there is limited struggle. Just breathing into the position, trusting your body to take you there. Left hand comes down, shorten the stance slightly, finding a good stretch in the front leg. Maybe that leg won't straighten, and that's okay. Maybe next week, next year, next life. Bring the bend back into the left knee. Step the feet together. Head relaxes. Half lift. Flat back. Back down. Reversing all the way up. Prayer hands come down to the heart. Taking a quarter turn into a wide angle stance. Adjusting the clothing. Right toes turn. Warrior two. Inhaling the arms up and out. Don't let that torso reach forward. Keep the root to crown up and down. Bending into warrior two. Knee over ankle. Certainly not in front of the ankle or ahead of the ankle, right? You want to keep that nice angle if you can. Front heel dissects back arch. Drishti or focus right over the front fingers. We're going to do a little dancing warrior here. So into extended side angle. Hold it for a beat. Back through warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Warrior two, reverse. Warrior two, this time inhale, straightening, shifting the gaze, prayer hands up. Exhale back into warrior two. Inhale, lift, straightening the front leg, shifting the gaze. Back down. If you need to adjust your stance every once in a while, feel free. Inhale, reach. Exhale back down. Inhale, reach. Exhale back down. Extended side angle. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two, hold on to it. Outside edge. Really pressuring into the mat. So I felt my hip was a little off, shifting it, realigning myself, reminding myself of those patterns that I develop on and off the mat, trying to shift them slowly and solidly. Arms drop, legs straighten, toes turn. Let's bring the feet together to neutralize the hip tissue, hip muscles. Wide angle stance again, left toes turn, inhaling arms up, bending into warrior two. Same sequence, other side. Fingers crossed. Checking my alignment. Extended side angle. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. Again, extended side angle. Warrior two. Reverse. Again. Feel that angle of energy, right side, one line of energy. Warrior two. Reverse. This time, warrior two. Inhale, straighten legs, shifting gaze, prayer hands high. Exhale down. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. One more, inhale, reach. Exhale down. Extended side angle. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. Hold it for a breath. Arms drop, legs straighten, toes rotate. Feel that wide angle stance, inhaling the arms up and out, rotating the shoulders, palms up, opening through the chest. Bring the arms back just slightly, opening the front of the heart, chin up slightly, and then bringing the palms back down, hands on the hips, inhale, hinging at the hips, flat back to start. Hands can come down to blocks or mat, and taking a forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. So we want to have an extended back in an ideal world. Bringing the weight slightly into the ball mounds of the feet. Don't let the weight come back and the hips shift back. And then take your stretch. Eventually, in a perfect world, there's a line between the two toes. Hairline goes to that line, and you can assist the stretch with your arms if you choose, by grabbing the ankles or the outside edges of the feet or heels and pulling. If you're not there, just take your time. It takes a while. Releasing, hands come back down to the mat. We're going to walk the hands out, coming up high on the ball mounds of the feet. Inhaling, extending on the exhale. Inhale, heels high, arms and shoulders and upper back supporting you, and then extending the back as the heels drop. This time coming out, keeping the heels down. Engaging the quadriceps, right? Now back down, extending the back. Again, keeping the heels down. Maybe you don't come out as far. Different stretch, really getting the lower leg muscle stretch there and extending the back. Walking the hands back through the legs, finger space behind you. Keeping the breath going, hands come to center. Heel toe, the feet in slightly, bending the knees, hands plant just inside and in front of the feet. Elbows pressing into the shins to help keep those knees open. Don't let the knees collapse in. That's not good for the knee joint. Bending down, head drops down. Exhale completely. On an inhale, flat back, but keep the knees bent. Back down, you want more intensity. Inhale, reaching the arms forward, flat back. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. Back down. Let the head drop and the hips lower slightly, knees bend. Maybe a little bit more. Inhale, flat back. Back down. One more time. Inhale, reach. Hands come down, now turn back. This time straightening the legs into a flat back. So flat extended spine coming up on the inhale. Walk the feet together. Woo, good morning. Turn into the front of the mat, middle of the mat. Pedal out your your hips. Bending one knee at a time. Stepping to the front of the mat, inhaling up, taking a forward fold, hands step down into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the heels one at a time. Coming up high on the ball mounds, bending the knees, dropping the chest down. Keep the breath going. Remember, you can go into child's pose anytime. Take a break, join the series when you feel ready. Pedal it out. Taking it down into a plank or a modified plank, either works. Into down dog. Down into plank. Downward dog. Down into plank. If you want to do a chaturanga down into an upward dog, feel free. Or you can drop your knees down into a modified plank, lower the body down, come up into a baby cobra, or an upward dog if you choose. And then let the body come down right here on the mat, arms alongside the body, bending the knees. And take a couple of breaths, letting the legs go side to side. Coming to center, arms forward, chin tucked. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Back down. Opposite, left arm, left leg, right arm, sorry. Back down. One more time. Right leg, left arm. Back down. Inhale, lift. You're really reaching back and forward, then lifting. And back down. Opposite ear on the mat. And relax down. Bend the knees. Little side to side rocking. Hands under the shoulders, neutral, head, chin tucked, lifting into a tabletop position, taking the left arm up, reaching, stretching, opening through the chest on the left side. Then taking it underneath, twisting underneath the right armpit, left shoulder and left arm down, right arm can reach up behind the back, or you can leave it down for support. Stay in the pose. So you're really twisting through the upper body. Breathe into it. Right hand comes down. Lift the upper body back into tabletop, taking the other side. Right arm reaches. Hold it for 2 breaths. And then take the right arm, weaving it under the left armpit, twisting through the upper body. Left arm position of your choice. Breathe into it. Don't forget to breathe. Left hand comes down into tabletop, taking the right leg back, flexed foot, left arm forward. You can stay here, take it further, left arm comes alongside the body, right leg bends, reaching for or grabbing the right foot, kicking the foot into the hand and rotating the upper body to the left or to that base knee side. Releasing. Left arm comes forward. Hand down, knee down, right into the other side. Left leg reaches back, right arm reaches forward. If you want to go further, take it to your pose. Release. Arm forward, leg extends. Hand down, knee down. Sink into Balasana or Child's Pose. Hairline down. Let's bring your arms alongside your body, rocking the hips side to side, and give the wrists a couple of turns. Taking the arms out again, coming into downward facing dog. We're going to take a 3-legged dog here. So, right leg reaches back, neutral hips to start. And as that right leg kicks, the hips open, stacking to the right. So They're one on the other. Left heel down, shoulders square. If you want to bend that leg, you can. You can flex that right foot and feel what that does to the hip. Extend the leg up. Bring it back through neutral. Right leg down. Left leg reaches back. Then we lift and stack. Shoulders square. If you choose, bending the left leg, flexing the left foot. See what that does to the quadricep and the hip. Right heel down. You can look under that left shoulder if you choose. Leg extends back up, back down. Knees drop down, back into child's pose. Arm position of your choice. Roll the wrists, move the fingers. Rock the hips. Lifting the upper body, we're going to switch positions. Taking the hips down to the mat. Seated position, legs out in front of you. And rock it side to side. Put your hands down next to you. Feel the compression of the tissue around the sits bones, and that attaches to the tailbone and the sacrum. Sacrum is a flat bone at the base of the spine. Thickest muscle mass in the body, so what you're doing here is you're actually giving a massage to the tissue. I want you to come to one side, supporting yourself with your arms and hands. And roll on that tissue. So shift your body weight. You're getting attachments that don't often get a lot of pressure, so it might feel a little uncomfortable. But unfortunately, with muscle and tendon work, you really need to get in there and stimulate it. Get some blood and energy flow in there, right? Coming through center to the other side, rolling around, sits bones out to the greater trochanter, the top of the femur. There's a little notch, a lot of attachments. Get to know it, baby, get to know it. Ow, appropriate. It's like a good deep tissue massage. That fine line between feels so good, hurts like hell. Coming back to center. So I'm going to have you walk back. You can have your hands down if you want. Walk back on your mat. So you're still compressing that same tissue and now walking forward on the mat. Nice. Bend the knees, flex the feet. Inhale the arms up. Look between the hands. Let the head relax back. I don't often say that. Now bringing it back. Taking an easy forward fold. Hands can go underneath the calves to support the bent knees. If you have straight legs and you can do a forward fold, please do. Listen to your own body. But if you're like me, after however many years on the earth, you still can't do a straight leg forward fold. Next lifetime for me. And a little rocking side to side doesn't hurt. Try and keep the back extended if you can. Take it to the full expression, then you can let your head bow down. So we don't want this, right? We want this extended spine. Take it to the height of your stretch, if you will, and then let the head bow down. Inhaling back up, looking up, bending the knees, coming back down into the forward fold. Lifting back up, shaking out the knees, bending the knees. So we're lifting through the spine. On an exhale, hollowing out through the center. I'm going to take this off to show you. So lifting, then hollowing out. lifting, root to crown up and down, then hollowing out. Pull in your stomach muscles. You can support the hollowing out, or the back is going towards the mat, but you're hollowing out here with your arms. Inhale. And then hollow out again. If you want to keep the arms up, you can. Inhale. And now we're going to take a slow curl down. Chin to the chest. Hold it halfway. And then all the way down as the arms come up. Keep the knees bent. Big inhale, press the lower back into the mat. So you're stretching that lumbar spine, extending the lumbar spine as the arms come down. Taking your right ankle, crossing it over the left thigh. We're going to do a reclined pigeon pose. Right arm goes through the figure 4 as left knee raises towards the chest. Find your reclined pigeon. Again, you can take that left leg up. Range of motion through your left ankle and foot, toes. You can keep it up if you'd like and flex the foot. I like to let my leg relax down. So you want to feel your piriformis, which is that lateral rotator, stretching here in the right hip. Play with it. Try a little rocking side to side. If you can keep that figure 4 intact, left calf parallel to the earth. Rolling onto one hip, then the other. Take it to the left. Hold it. Stretching out that tissue we were just compressing. Back to center, left foot down. Take a breath, uncross. Other side, left over right. Left arm through, right knee comes up to the chest. You can take that right leg up, circling, range of motion for the right foot. Leg position of your choice. Feel the left piriformis. This is a great time to give a little massage into the hip bone. Feel the sits bones. Feel the greater trochanter of the femur. Feel the sacrum. Getting to know yourself. Rock it side to side. Take it out to the right. Breathe into it, hold it. A lot of activity upstairs today. Life goes on. Coming back to center. Right foot down, uncross, extend the legs out on the mat. Inhale. And both knees come up, hugging behind the thighs. We're going to go into an inversion here, so you can do bridge pose, you can do a shoulder, excuse me, you can do a shoulder stand, you can do a headstand if you choose. If you want to do a one-armed handstand, I'd love to see it, please video it. Arms down, palms down for bridge pose. Slowly peeling off the hips, the tailbone, the lumbar, the thoracic. Shoulders are down, hands are down. You can shimmy the shoulders under, interlacing the fingers here, lifting. So stay in bridge pose if you choose, or taking it into a shoulder stand. Hands support the lumbar spine, legs go straight up eventually. Hanging onto it for a few breaths. You can work the leg position if you choose. playing your practice. Do what feels best. If you're in a shoulder stand, you can bring it into plow pose. Doesn't work for everybody. But wherever you are, breathe deeply and appreciate your body for going into these positions. A couple of more breaths. Working your way out of the inversion gently. If you're in bridge pose, release. Stretching the body out, inhaling the arms up. This time, let's take right leg up to the right shoulder, right knee. Interlaced fingers on top of the shin, wind removing pose. Active arms here. See if you can make your biceps bulge. Pulling the knee to the shoulder, eventually knee and shoulder will touch. Ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder all in one joint. Don't let that knee come out, at least not for this particular pose. Now we're going to release the interlaced grip on the shin and bring it into underneath the sole of the foot. You can use a strap here if you choose. I don't have my strap handy. But straight arms, shoulder blades down to the mat, flexed foot, knee towards the shoulder. Left arm releases down, right arm stays on the foot, and take a side stretch out to the right. If you choose and you know you can do it, you can straighten that right leg if you want. Otherwise, just keep it bent, stretching the inner right leg, among other places. Breathing into it. Holding on to it. See where the trembles are. See where the shakiness is. See where the weakness might be, that you can sink into it and make the weakness a strength. Coming back to center, interlaced on the bottom of the bottom of the foot. Right leg releases down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, arms down. Left knee up. Interlace on top of the shin. Active arms. Knee and shoulder eventually touching. So that hip flexor right here at the crease, you're getting a big shortening of that muscle. We're really compressing it, squeezing all the blood and energy out of it. It's a tourniquet effect, right? We squeeze it out, and then on the release, your body floods the area with blood. So we're going to take knee to shoulder, interlaced grip on the bottom of the foot. So my arms are straight, trying not to do this. Try and keep the arms straight if you can. That's why a strap is great for this. Breathe into it. Still shortening that hip flexor. Iliopsoas. That's the muscle, the main one. Opening the bent leg to the left. If you want to adjust and straighten the leg, if you have the flexibility, feel free. Breathe into it wherever you are. Bringing it back, interlace on bottom of the foot again. And a breath. Releasing the left leg down. This time both knees up, hugging around the top of the shins for the third part of wind removing. If you want to lift your head up, just to feel those abdominals working. Head comes down, pull it in. So the first part, ascending colon right leg, descending colon left leg, transverse colon on this part of it. So now we're going to take a deep rotational stretch, releasing the arms out to the side, taking an inhale. And on the exhale, stacked knees roll to the right, left hip comes off the mat. Shoulders are neutral, and maybe if it works for your neck, you're looking to the left. If there's any pain in the neck, bring the head back to neutral. You're getting a full rotation of the spine here, deep into the series. Breathe into it. Close your eyes for a couple of breaths. Head comes back to neutral. Gently bringing the knees back to center. A little rock side to side. Bring it back to center. Inhale. This time, stack the knees, go to the opposite side. You want to have some support here, so you don't want to be holding your legs up. You want to try and drop the legs down to the mat, to the earth. If you don't have the flexibility, that's where the bolster or the stacked blanket or an extra mat can come in handy. Try and let the stretch happen. You're not working the muscles as much as stretching, turning your head to the right. Breathing into it. Don't forget to breathe. Close your eyes for a couple of breaths. Head comes back to neutral. Knees come back to the chest. Hug them in one more time. Stretching the legs out. Inhale the arms up. And as the arms come down, palms come down, get whatever you might need for a few minutes of relaxation, Shavasana. Heels come together, feet fall open, palms up at your side. Give yourself some room. Let your body relax. Feeling the points of contact on the mat. Breathing in, feeling the heels, the lower legs, the back of the hips, the glutes, posterior hip, those are the glutes. Feel that point of contact, and then a little space where the low back is. That lordotic curve. Feeling the rib cage and the shoulder blades. The back of the head. Turn your head to the right, easily to the left. Do that a couple of more times. Feel that easy rotation. A little movement of the head and neck, stretching the fingers and toes. Feel the tops of the hands. Palms are up. That will open up the heart center. Maybe you can have some insight dropped right into your palms. It'll take it right to the heart center. So take a couple of deep breaths here and enjoy the stillness. yourself back to your physical surroundings with some gentle movements. Ready to come back to the world relaxed, stronger, more flexible, more centered, more balanced. Gently working yourself back to a seated position, maybe rolling to the right, taking a couple of breaths there. Remembering that Shavasana is, in my humble opinion, one of the most important poses you can do. It brings all of what you just did the previous hour together. So remembering, if you have an inclination to run out of the practice before Shavasana, you might want to take a look at that and ask yourself why that is. That used to be me. The relationship between the internal and external environment is an intimate one. Survival depends upon a harmonious interaction in order that our very precise homeostatic limits are satisfied. In a healthy state, the organs interact harmoniously and transform chi into energy states appropriate for the body's life-sustaining functions. Yin and yang are in relative balance. Qi freely circulates through the organs and meridians and nourishes all the cells and tissues of the body. That is by a man named James Hackett, who happened to run the massage school I went to in 1993, eons ago. Inhaling, prayer hands to your heart center, and on the exhale, bowing down, honoring your practice this series, sealing in anything learned, anything gained. The divine light and love in me bows to and honors the divine light and love in all of you always. May love guide your way.